What roughly just where we are in this neck of the woods again. Here we are looking at Camp Street. So this building has been on the construction, but I think it's not completed. It is a shopping center. Right, so apparently it's going to be a shopping center. A number of stores are already in there. There is the Nextech computer store and the Guyana Amazon Warriors. I suppose that's going to be like a merchandise store for the Amazon Warriors. But this is the neck of the woods we're in. This is St. Margaret's High School, famous primary school, and opposite is the GRA, the Guyana Revenue Authority. We're going to go in there today, take a look at some of the changes in taxes on vehicle. I'm going to give you an update on that. I did a number of videos recently on vehicle taxes in Guyana being exorbitant. In 2023, we're going to take a review of what's happening with the tax system, tax code as far as vehicle taxes. Now, vehicles are taxed based on the size of the engine measured in cc's, cubic centimeters, and in Guyana, if your vehicle is over, say, 3,500 cubic centimeters or 4,500 cubic centimeters, that means a V6 or a V8, you tend to pay about 300% or more in taxes. And I want to find out if that has changed in 2023, because the rationale for these very high taxes in the past might have been because Guyana needed to import oil, and to cut the fuel bill, the bill for fuel imports, they decided to tax these vehicles, the ones that are not fuel efficient, the large engines. However, Guyana is now an oil producing country, so the question arises, do we still need 300% taxes on vehicle engines that are larger than a certain number, certain size? Since Guyana produces oil, the original rationale for taxing vehicles at a very, very high rate, 300% or more, to cut fuel imports, does not exist, because Guyana produces oil. Now we can get all the fuel we want, and therefore there should not be a 300% tax on any vehicle of any size. And particularly since the advent of electric vehicles, which use electricity, but fuel is used to produce that electricity, what you're doing is shifting the price of or the consumption of fuel to the power stations. So there's really no rationale, no justification anymore for billing or charging these exorbitant vehicle taxes, 400%, 300% on vehicles based on the engine size. And you want to go in there and talk with them and see exactly how progress on changing those taxes, adjusting those vehicle taxes, are coming along. All right, it's a political thing. The politicians have exempted themselves from these exorbitant taxes, so there's no pressure, no demand for them to change, because they're not affected by it, only the rest of the population. And so the tax situation has been used, that is the vehicle tax, has been used in the past to profit or to benefit government officials, make them extremely wealthy, because they could actually get a free vehicle, tax-free vehicle every 3 years, whereas the rest of society has to pay 300% or more. We're going to find out what's going on with that situation as we visit GRA. But this is the new building. It says now open. Nextech is now open. That's the latest addition to this building. It is a commercial building, so there's commercial space. I actually asked one of the attendants in the building, who told me that there's no available commercial space, so I'm assuming that all of the space in this building has already been rented out. But I'll give you an update on it in the future. It is a 3-story building that is air conditioned. This looks on the inside like a mall. I've actually done a walk around, visited Nextech computer and so on. Sturdy building with lots of retail spaces partitioned off with glass panels on the inside. I'll be able to show you that more in future. But this is what's happening here on Camp Street. This new building, or this old building, has been sitting, the blue one has been sitting in a state of incompletion for more than a decade, more than 10 years. And we're going to find out exactly what's happening with that building as well. On this side, what you see is Brewster's. That's a confectionery store. They sell ice cream and candy and so on. So this is what's happening here, guys. That's the state of affairs on Camp Street. I've done previous videos on Camp Street bringing you up to date on what has changed since then. At this intersection used to be the Christ Church Secondary School. Hey! There used to be Christ Church Secondary School this corner. I understand the government plans to rebuild this school. And from the look of things, they have done some demolishment. They've demolished the structures that were there a few months ago. Right? The burnt out remains have been removed. So St. Rose's has been completed, and Christ Church Secondary School is now being rebuilt. So we'll bring you some updates on that. This is Middle Street, right? We're at the intersection of Middle Street and Camp Street. So this is what it looks like over here now. Right, St. Rose's High School reconstruction. Alright, that's what it looks like. They've done some demolishment. The buildings have been, the remains of the buildings have been demolished, and now construction is going to begin on the new school that is planned for this location. So that's what's happening here, guys. That's what's happening here on Camp Street. There's some things that have changed. There are a couple of new buildings that have gone up on Camp Street since the last time we were in this neck of the woods. Dependence Pension Fund is over here. Dairy Queen, Church's Chicken at the corner of Camp and Middle Street. That's looking back down, that is south along Camp Street. Coggrain House on the other side. Let's see. So they've actually Coggrain House. They've actually completed, as you can see here, they've actually completed the demolition. Right, they've completed demolition of the burnt out remains of Christ Church Secondary School. This used to be Coggrain House, but I see a lot of police vehicles in there, so it seems as if this is now one of the headquarters of the police department. There used to be a pool, a swimming pool in the back here, Coggrain House swimming pool. Don't know if it's still operational, but those of you who've been in this neck of the woods before probably know this location and know what its features are. Share them in the comments below, what you remember of Coggrain House and Christ Church Secondary School. But that's it, guys. That's what's happening on Camp Street in this neck of the woods. There's another building that's being completed. As you can barely see it from here. Next to the E-Networks building, now called E-Net. It's another building that is being completed there, 3-story building. I'm going to give you an update on that. And there's a multi-story frame on Lamaha Street, which we've seen in previous videos. Give you an update on that sometime soon. But that's what's happening here, guys. This is what is happening on Camp Street. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. In the comments below, tell me what you think about the situation with taxes and GRA and the new buildings going up here on Camp Street, as well as the new high school, that is new Christ Church Secondary School, being reconstructed in the same location that the old building stood, where the old building stood and where there was a fire destroying it. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana. Later! That's Middle Street, traffic on Middle Street at noon on Wednesday. That's midweek traffic in Georgetown.